Action will be taken on all consent items in accordance with staff's recommendation by a single vote. Any item may be removed from the consent calendar by any planning commissioner, staff member, or audience member for separate consideration at this time. The findings of this planning commission are recommendations to the city council. The city council will make the final decision with the exception of the following item. Item 10, 19 PD 005. The Rapid City Planning Commission's actions on this item is final unless any party appeals that decision to the Rapid City Council. All appeals must be submitted in writing to the Department of Community Development by close of business on the 7th full calendar day following action by the Planning Commission. Are there any items 1 through 11 staff would like to remove? Are there any items 1 through 11 any planning commissioner would like to remove? And are there any items 1 through 11 that any audience member would like to remove for separate consideration? The chair would then entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar items 1 through 11 in accordance with staff's recommendations. Karen made the motion to approve items 1 through 11 with staff recommendations, and Rachel seconded that motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 12.
Item number 12 is 19 RZ 001, a rezoning request from medium density residential district to office commercial district for property located at 3808 Sheridan Lake Road. As you can see, the property is zone medium density as our properties the east south. To the west we have Park Forest District. Aerial showing the current or the view of the property. It's currently or was developed with a funeral home that is now closed. The applicant is proposing to purchase the property, rezone it to office commercial, and open up a physical therapy office, medical office. To the north we have a golf course, country club, and to the east, northeast, we have some apartments in this area, and future to the south, and then here we have some single-family residential. Future land use shows properties suitable for urban neighborhood, and Sheridan Lake Road is identified as a principal arterial street on the city's major street plan. We have a layout of the property showing parking. With the rezoning to office commercial, it brings into effect new setbacks, and the medical office requires parking. All the area regulations are being met. The one issue we do have is that a 6-foot high screening fence is required along the rear yard of all single-family lots. So if there isn't any fence there when we see a major amendment to the plan development for the physical therapy use, that fence will be required, or an exception request must be submitted with that. We'll see some aerial or some pictures of what that looks like. Here we have looking at the property as it is today. They're going to come in and refinish the insides of it. Here's sort of that area where that fence would be required along the property line. So depending on there's a lot of trees in the area. So it could be that with the elevation change, the fence might not really do its job of providing screening from those single-family residential. The trees probably do more. Looking at adjacent properties to the north and east, the apartments, looking across to the country club, golf course, and along Sheridan Lake Road to the south. This was properties located in a planned development, and the planned development, when it was originally approved a mix of residential and commercial uses. So that's how the funeral home got onto this property, with it being zoned medium density residential district. In order to continue to use the property for an office use, though, it would need to be rezoned to office commercial district. and being right along Sheridan Lake Road, it's the better use for the property. Staff is recommending that the rezoning request be approved. Are there any questions for staff?
Thanks, Fletcher. I don't see anybody that has one right now. Do any commissioners have any questions on this item? I'd look for a motion then. John, do you have something?
One of the things was they have to be hooked up to city services, correct?
That's a good question. Fletcher?
There should be hooked up to Rapid City Water and Sewer.
But they're not right now. Aren't they on a septic with a private well? Maybe I'm on the wrong one.
Mr. Chair?
Yeah, Vicki?
John, I believe that they are currently on city sewer and water. When the funeral home came in,
Oh, okay, yeah.
then that was triggered as a part of that building permit. So this would continue in the same fashion.
All right, thanks.
All right, Rachel made the motion to approve with stipulations, and Mike seconded that motion. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 13.
Item number 13 is 19 PD 003, a final plan development overlay to reconstruct an existing mobile home park and multifamily residence. This is property located at 614 East Watertown Street. It's an existing mobile home park with a triplex on it. It's zoned medium density residential. The existing mobile home park is legal non-conforming, so the applicant is proposing to remove the existing mobile homes on them, replace it, and bring the mobile home park as much into compliance with the zoning ordinance as they can. The reason this is on non-consent, it's a great project, but the reason it's on non-consent is that there is one request for an exception to allow parking to back into the right-of-way. It's located on the east side of North Cross Street. Properties along North Cross Street are zoned commercial, and it's a commercial corridor. Here we have a picture of the existing mobile home park, adjacent uses. Future land use is urban neighborhood, and it's adjacent to a revitalization corridor, so this is a great project in a revitalization corridor. North La Crosse identified as a principal arterial. Here we have the existing mobile home park. There are a lot of issues with this mobile home park, including units encroaching into the right-of-way along East Watertown Street. Front yard setbacks aren't being met on all property lines. So, and there's no off-street parking. There's no, there aren't any sidewalks in the area. So it's run down. It needs revitalizing. And what the applicant's proposing to do is in 3 phases, with phase 1 being renovating the triplex and removing the existing mobile homes and replacing them on the south side. Phase 2, refinishing the alley, and phase 3 being finishing off that north side, replacing the units. They have been working with Public Works to obtain a lot of exceptions from the Infrastructure Design Criteria Manual. They have approaches to the parking, which hasn't existed before. So this is where that parking would need to back into the right-of-way. This being more of a commercial use than a single-family home. So that is the one exception, but it is getting parking off of the public right-of-way and onto private property, and they'll be putting sidewalks in all around the property, really improving the area. Elevations of the new units that they'll be putting in. This is looking from East Watertown north into the existing mobile home park. Looking towards La Crosse Street, see some of the adjacent properties, development. Looking to the east, and that's the Career Learning Center, I believe. Again, looking into the property, looking in the area of where this mobile home park is, on Pine Street, looking east, and then this is looking from East Madison back into the site. So it's up on the street, and it's a lot of older units just off of La Crosse Street, and some of the adjacent residential development to the north. Staff is recommending that the final plan development overlay be approved with stipulations noted in the staff report.
Thanks, Fletcher. Kurt?
You said they're replacing the mobile homes with what?
They are replacing them with new units. That was the elevation I showed you.
Oh, okay,
Not sure if those are called governor's homes or
all right, thank you.
modular homes.
Mr. Chair?
Yeah,
So
Vicki?
staff has been meeting with the new owners of the mobile home park for some time, and building inspection was a party to those discussions. These new units will be constructed off-site and then brought onto the site as they're being replaced, and they do meet all building code and fire code requirements.
Any other questions from the commission on this one? All right. Karen made the motion to approve item 13 with the stipulations as noted.
Second.
And Mike Gallagher seconded that motion. Any further discussion on this one? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. Item number 14.
Item number 14 is 19 PD 004, final plan development to allow an apartment building. We saw this in June of last year as an initial plan development overlay. Property is located at 424 Neal Street, zoned office commercial, as our properties to the south, and we have some general commercial to the north and west, and some medium density to the east. Apartments located to the south are called Whisper Rock 1. This new building will be called Whisper Rock 2, and we have some more apartments to the southwest. But it is a lot of vacant land to the east and north and west. Future land use is urban neighborhood, and showing you where in the city it's located. Neal Street is a proposed collector street being built to collector street standards, and then we've just east of Elkvale Road, which is a principal arterial street. The same layout being proposed with this one. The one reason this is on non-consent is because originally with the initial plan development, the applicant was requesting an exception to allow 37 feet 7 inches in height in lieu of the maximum allowed 3 stories and 35 feet. They're revising the request due to some changes with the construction of the building, the design of it. So they're asking to increase from 35 feet to 42 feet. Still be a 3-story building. It is the same height as the apartments that are just south of it by the same owner and that the Planning Commission has previously approved. And if we take a look back at this, it is approximately I believe 800 feet from Elkvale Road, which was is identified as an entrance corridor, and that's something as a planning commission we've been looking at before, was the distance from the height being requested from an entrance corridor. So it is quite a distance away. It is similar to height exceptions that have been requested in the area. Landscaping's in compliance, parking's in compliance. Here we have looking into the property, the apartments to the south, which these should be very similar to, looking along Neal Street to the south, and the other apartments in the area. That's Elkvale Road. You can see the distance to that entrance corridor. Looking north along Neal Street and the sign posted on the property. Staff is recommending that the final plan development be approved with stipulations noted in the staff report.
Thanks, Fletcher. Any questions on item 14? Comments? Look for a motion then, I guess. Oh, Karen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Fletcher, you said the reason that they're adding more to their height is because of some construction issues? Is that what you?
They're changing the foundations, and what they're changing is requiring, these are architects telling me this, so I don't really comprehend what they're saying. But in order to reduce the size of columns that they have, they had to change the foundation, which raised up the height a little bit.
Okay. I have no objection to the apartments and a small height exception. You know, I don't have any problem with that either. But, you know, it's after coming from the city council meeting on Tuesday night, and the idea of seems like all the buildings that we have out there are all asking for height exceptions, and that concerns me. This one is farther back. It's not like the same thing as the apartments right off of Highway 16 or Mount Rushmore Road. I understand that, but it's a caution, I guess. I just think that if we're going to have height exceptions, we should either keep them at that or change them if that's the case, or make a modification for roof lines or something, so that we don't have to have all these exceptions. And that's my concern, is all. So thanks, Fletcher.
Thank you, Karen. I don't see any other lights up. Any other questions on this one? Any motions on this one? All right, Mike Goller made the motion to approve item 14 with the stipulations as noted. Is there a second?
Second.
Rachel seconded that motion. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. That's the end of our regular agenda. Do we have any staff items or discussion items today? Ken?
Yeah, just a quick reminder about this evening's work session, 6:30. We're hoping to attract you with our gourmet Jimmy John's meal, and we appreciate your willingness to attend. I know some of you let us know that you are unable to make it, but we appreciate your efforts in assisting our review of accessory dwelling units proposed ordinance, which will be coming forward soon.
All right. Thank you, Ken. If there's nothing else, how about a motion to adjourn? All right, Rachel made the motion to adjourn. Kurt seconded that motion. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned.